Hey guys, it's Glory. It's been a minute. We wanted to try to do more regular uploads, then some life things happened, and we have not clearly been doing that. I am going to hesitantly say after this video, we will be back in a flow, because we've kind of got ourselves back into a flow. This is going to be a kind of just an update video, but a pretty big update video. It's something new for our system. I know a lot of systems have experienced something like this before. We've not. So let's just get into it. I have a tiny little note sheet. It is an Animal Crossing book, just to kind of make sure I don't miss any points. So the biggest reason that this video has taken so long to get out is because things keep changing. We wanted to put this video out a while ago, and then just new developments kept happening, and we were just having a really hard time functioning, honestly. We still kind of are, but things have been getting a lot better. So we'll just start. So in early May, I guess it's more late May. Early May is when the conflict happened. Late May is when the dormancy happened. So Cam, our host, went into dormancy in May. I'm not going to go too far into the details of what caused it, of course, because there were other people involved, and also it's just not a huge, not really important to this. But Cam went dormant, and it was different than any other dormancy Cam has been in, because any other time Cam has gone into like a mini dormancy, so to speak, they would just kind of lock themselves in their room, and then that week or two they're back. That happened when Camille went dormant before her and Symphony fused, and then it happened a few other times when like Camille was Camille. Biggest thing that was different immediately about this dormancy, and the reason we were gonna make a video about it in the first place, as opposed to just like one of Cam's like disappearing acts, is that the doorknob was gone. The inner world, it's a very, everything happens for a reason, everything is symbolic for something, and usually Cam would just lock the door, and we could still like try to open the door, but it wouldn't open. Or their doorknob was gone. The doorknob was completely gone in the inner world on where their room was, and that was something different. The door was still there, like there was still the shape of the door, but there was no doorknob. And it had been like that for quite a few months, before we kind of were just like, okay, like let's just let them do their thing, prepare for, we need to focus on making sure we're still functioning outside of here. So we kind of all discussed a bit and kind of appointed who we wanted to be our host for now. And we never really decided on one altar. We kind of were, and still really are, functioning with a like group of co-hosts, which was mainly 3 to 4 altars who were our main like people who were handling life. And that was me, Lori, who I've just been kind of like our life host is what we've just been calling it. Like I've been who's been waking up the most. I usually take us to work. If we're off like today, I've been trying to get like some housework done. Yeah. And then Autumn, who's kind of our social host. She deals with a lot more like going out and about, hanging out with friends, doing makeup looks, like keeping up our other platforms, things like that. And then Charlie has been our work host. That's always kind of been her job. Like she really likes going to work. She likes working. Like, she usually comes out at work a lot. So that wasn't too much of a surprise that she just was like, yeah, like if Cam's gone, I'll like extra take up this job. And then Vanessa has been a lot more active, and Vanessa actually played a big role in Cam's fusion, which is where we're going next, and why it has been so long for us to get this video out. Because at first it just seemed like it was going to be a dormancy thing, and then within the last month, we've kind of started piecing pieces together, and Cam is for all intensive like purposes gone now. Cam exists within a few of us now. So not gone, but like Cam as Cam is officially like no longer with us. And it's definitely been weird. As of filming this, we have not really talked to our partner about it yet, just because I wanted to try to get my thoughts in order. But obviously I'm going to discuss with him before this video goes live. This is not how he's going to find out. But I needed to kind of collect my thoughts more than just this writing. Yeah, so Vanessa has confused a lot of us, and not a bad way, of course, but Vanessa came out of dormancy this year from middle school. She had been dormant for like 10 years, if not longer. And I'm not going to talk too much about that because she wants to make a video about that specifically. But it's definitely been weird because for like the first month she just needed to adjust, but then lately she's been talking to a lot more people, which we didn't realize she could do. And we've jokingly given her the title of altar ambassador, because she has been going and communicating with altars who maybe have not had someone to really talk to, and kind of like passing information around, or just kind of being, I don't know, like it's weird, it's hard to describe, but like there was a couple altars that like were having a really hard time, and she talked to them and was kind of just like, hey, like what do we need, what can we do, almost like an internal therapist. But I don't want to give that role specifically, but to no one's knowledge, at least no one who has spoken about it, no one knew that Vanessa had been talking to Cam. We didn't even know Vanessa could go into the castle. So if that was even how they'd been doing it, who knows how they'd been talking. But Vanessa had been talking to Cam and kind of just been discussing what to do, how to help, what Cam needed. And together, I'm kind of going a little bit based off kind of some of the memories I got from Cam, but I didn't get too much of Cam, honestly. But kind of discussed and decided that this was the best course of action. And with Vanessa's help, again, don't know how she did it, Vanessa kind of distributed the pieces of Cam in a way. So some of Cam went into Vanessa, some of Cam went into me as Glory, some of Cam went into Autumn, and then some of Cam went into Jinx, which we still are kind of figuring out what all of them went where. I know the biggest thing that I have noticed with myself, I have not really felt any big changes to like my personality. My inner world appearance has not changed at all. I can't think of any like big things like that, but I've noticed myself be a lot more emotional lately. I'm usually very like hard-headed, headstrong, whatever words you want to use. I don't allow myself to really think about my feelings very much. Up until like the last month, I've found myself crying, which I never did, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it is what it is. I know Autumn really hasn't changed too much, but Autumn and Cam are already pretty similar. If anything, probably like of the four of us, Autumn is the biggest, like, with our partner. I do identify as like dating him, but we're not as close, if that makes sense. I don't know, I feel like that sounds bad, but like I love him, but like I'm not as lovey, I guess. I'm not as touchy-feely. And Autumn is very like, I want to be cuddling you at all times. I feel like she's even more like that now. I haven't really spoken to Jinx since it happened, so I don't really know what happened there. And yeah, so it's been an adjustment period, but we've, within the last month especially, like really been able to kind of get ourselves functioning again. We've got a pretty decent kind of system to how we're doing things and how we're existing. We have had quite a few new splits, quite a few other fusions that I don't know if we'll really talk about because they weren't like huge things. But it's been a time, that is for sure. But we're doing our best. I think I'm just gonna leave it there because I don't really know what else to talk about on the subject, and I don't want to just keep talking about nothing or just keep repeating myself. And that's pretty much all that my notes had. So I'm just gonna leave it there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video to some extent, whether it was just getting the information. We want to try posting bi-weekly on Saturdays is our goal. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good rest of your whatever it is.